Hello, everyone. Today I'm sharing with you. Does a high price for outsourcing teams always mean they're good? These 6 things are enough. This is a common misconception many businesses fall into when comparing outsourcing quotes, because the reality is often cheap options seem risky, expensive options seem risky. With quotes so varied, it's impossible to know the difference. In the end, they can only choose based on gut feeling and then pray. But the truth is, a high price doesn't necessarily mean good. A low price doesn't necessarily mean bad. True reliability isn't determined by the numbers, but by whether these 6 aspects are addressed. First, does it have clearly defined service boundaries? Reliable, high-priced outsourcing companies will clearly state what level of service is included, what is excluded, what situations require additional charges. When you look at the quote, you'll have a clear understanding. Unreliable, high-priced outsourcing. Common signs. We can do it all. This is negotiable. Let's try it first. Sounds cooperative, but in reality, it's all just talk later. High price but vague boundaries, the risk is not low at all. 10. Second point, are the modification rules clearly written? A truly mature quote will clearly state how many rounds of modifications are included, what constitutes a same direction, what counts as a new requirement. Quotes prone to failure. Support modifications. Modify until satisfied. Sounds reassuring, but often means extreme waste later. Modification rules are more important than the price itself. 3. Third point, are you responsible for the overall effect? A worthwhile high price usually reflects whether you consider style consistency, whether you consider page transitions, whether you consider the overall store experience. You're not buying a single image, but a continuous user experience. Unjustified high prices, common issues. Only responsible for a single image, redoing every single order. No concern for long-term use. If only single-point delivery is done, even a high price won't offer good value. IV. Fourth item. Are communication costs included? Good outsourcing proactively does these things. Helps you clarify your requirements. Proactively warns of risks. Aligns the design direction before outputting the image. These things are not listed in the quote, but are included in the price. Unreliable, high-priced outsourcing. They do whatever you say, no judgment, no reminders. Rework only when problems arise. High prices without reducing communication costs. That's just expensive, not good. Fifth item. Is there a sustainable collaboration design logic? Truly valuable outsourcing considers whether it can be reused later. What if the SKU increases? How to extend it for activities and new product launches. Design is not a one-time expense, but an asset accumulated gradually. Outsourcing. Worth only one time. Every order starts from scratch. Every style is redesigned. The job is done and it's over. If there's no reusability, high prices are only suitable for one-off projects. The sixth point, do they proactively tell you not suitable? This is the easiest to overlook, but it's extremely valuable. Outsourcing worth long-term cooperation. They'll directly say, this requirement isn't suitable for a monthly subscription. This stage doesn't need to be too complex. This budget doesn't recommend this approach. They're helping you avoid pitfalls, not just trying to close the deal. Unworthy, high-priced outsourcing. They'll take on anything. They'll say they can do anything, as long as you pay. Outsourcing that doesn't screen clients, often doesn't do a good job. 7th, why will looking only at price lead to the wrong choice? Because price itself is never the most information-dense part. What truly determines the collaborative experience is rules, boundaries, judgment, and responsibility. These are all hidden behind the price quote. A word of truth for businesses struggling with pricing. The quality of an outsourcing team isn't determined by their quote. It's determined by whether they clearly explain things to you, whether they proactively identify problems, whether they consider the long-term perspective. When you use these 6 factors to evaluate a quote, whether it's high or low becomes less important. In short, a high price for an outsourcing team doesn't necessarily mean it's good. But truly good outsourcing, beyond price, will do these 6 things well. Clear boundaries, well-defined rules, overall responsibility, reduced internal friction, support for reuse, and the courage to say it's unsuitable. When you learn to evaluate quotes this way, outsourcing collaborations will truly become controllable, stable, and worthwhile for long-term investment.